And tonight is a full moon, and we've done a lot of full moon practices because they're just a lot of fun to do, and there's such a great juxtaposition to the maybe solar practices that we usually do that are high moving and maybe more intense physically. And it's not to mean that tonight's class won't be physical or intense at certain points, but it's great to drop into what I call, or not I, but yoga calls, Chandra Vedana, which is the moon sensation, that calm, grounded quality of the moon, the watchfulness, the inner illuminatedness of it, the quietness of it. And the practice today I'm calling Heart of the Moon, because when you think about the qualities of the moon as I've named them, they're quite feminine, to put it on a scale of binary. And when you bring compassion into that idea, there is this kind of maternal or matronly type energy that it comes with it, this nurturer quality to it that we all have, within ourselves, whether it's fully expressed or whether it's something that feels a bit more subtle. And so our practice tonight is to tap into that heart of the moon energy, that more nurturing, compassionate, calm, grounded, watchful, matronly, maternal, feminine type um, aspect to ourselves. It's a great place to be. It's a great place to restore. And I think about it as a good practice for the full moon because the moon is full. It has a lot of this energy to bring to us. There's an abundance to it. And we'll bring in gratitude. We'll bring in love. We'll bring in whatever we need to really feel connected to this. So without further ado, and welcome everybody I haven't said hi to yet, we're going to go ahead and get started. So go ahead and sit comfortably. We'll get centered. Good. So allowing your shoulders to relax, the crown lifting. Become aware of your pelvic floor, the connection that your seat makes to the ground or the cushion, the muscles and organs just above that point, your root. Do feel yourself grounded here, stable, steady, or whatever your relationship to that might be. Maybe you don't feel grounded, stable, and steady yet. And that's fine too, but be aware of whatever quality is currently present for you there. At the pelvic floor, you just might feel a slight, gentle, subtle engagement of those muscles or that energy, sense of pulling upward. Doesn't have to be strong, it's maybe 10% physical. And keeping that engaged, bring your awareness to the space around your heart, Anahata chakra, the heart chakra. We love the space of compassion and openness. Notice what your relationship to this energy is. Do you feel compassion? Do you feel blocked from it? Maybe it's a half open door. However it is, accept it. It's fine. Maybe feel a softness toward your relationship to the heart. And then allow your awareness to rise to the point, the highest point at the back of your head, Bindu chakra, that point right at the top of the back of the head. And imagine that that's a spotlight shining toward the moon, connecting you to the qualities of the moon. Watchful, calm, subtle yet strong. Know how you feel or acknowledge how you feel in relationship to those qualities. Maybe there's resistance to it. Maybe there's an openness or even an eagerness toward it. And our practice tonight really is to help ground into the connection between these energy centers, the root, the heart, and the bindu. So maybe being lightly aware of all three at once, we'll chant Om 3 times. Deep breath in. Bring your palms to your heart and lower the chin. Honor yourself as you are in this moment, just as you are, perfectly imperfect in this moment. And may our practice here tonight be in service of that, of you. Rubbing the palms together. It's a little colder now. It might take longer to get the hands warm. Take the warm palms over your eyes. Brush back over the top of your head, down your neck, bringing yourself back to your space. And we'll begin on hands and knees. Go ahead and come to table pose. And we're going to be on hands and knees for the first part of our practice. So if you want to have a cushion or blanket underneath your knees, please go ahead and bring that support there. Always good to make things just a little bit easier if you're able to. Good, good. So we're going to come right into downward facing dog. So when you're ready, curl the toes under and lift the hips. And go ahead and walk the dog out a bit. Feeling some length in the legs. Deep breaths here. And this is a good exercise or posture to do just to notice what's there for you in your body. You know, for some of us, it's been a couple weeks since we've done a full yoga practice. How does that feel? Something tight, something open. Good, just a couple more of these breaths. All right. With your next inhale, float gently down onto hands and knees. Exhale, child's pose. In child's pose, please bring your arms down by your side, palms face up. And when you're ready, we're going to come into hero's pose. So sweep the arms out to the side, lift up onto the knees, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, release down with control from your center. Getting to warm up the heart a bit here. Inhale, again, arms out to the side. Lift the heart at the top of the inhale. And then exhale, sweeping down. Go ahead and release. Let's do a few more of these. Inhale, rise. Exhale, release. Please continue. Feeling the heart open as you lift the hands toward the moon behind you. And exhale, just feeling a sense of surrender or bowing to those qualities of the moon. Inhale, opening to it. Exhale, honoring it. Let's do a couple more. Last one, inhale, rise. Exhale, release on down. Take the hands forward. Hands and knees, inhale. Exhale again, downward facing dog. Stay for a couple of breaths. Good, all right. In down dog, lift your right leg high into the air. With your exhale, swing or carry, step the right foot between the hands. Help it through if you need to, and release the back knee to the floor. Good, inhale, crescent lunge, lift the arms up. And with your exhale, bring your hands down to the floor, straighten the front leg, pull the toes toward you, hamstring stretch. And inhale, rock forward, lift the arms up again, heart opening. Exhale, release down. Straighten the front leg, pull the toes back. So again, inhale, lifting up. Exhale, bowing forward. And just like the previous exercise, with your inhale, you're opening yourself up to those qualities of the moon and the compassion and nurturance that comes with that. With the exhale, you are surrendering to it, allowing it to be with you. A couple more times. Good. As you exhale, straighten the front leg, pull the toes back. Then inhale, rock forward. Go ahead and step back to downward facing dog. All right, left leg lifts. Exhale, step the left foot forward, help it along, back knee to the ground. We'll do the same exercise. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, hands to the floor, straighten the left leg, pull the toes back. Inhale, rock forward, lift. Exhale, hands down, straighten. Good. Moving with your breath, opening yourself up. Exhale, surrendering. Keep going. Getting that heart nice and open here. And one of the easiest ways to really tap into that energy of Anahata, the heart chakra, is through gratitude. We just moved through the Thanksgiving weekend, and whatever your relationship to that holiday is, one thing that we can think about here is what we're grateful for. And well, I don't usually tell you what to be grateful for. I'm going to give you some options here. We're going to do a couple more. Lifting up. Think about this body you're in. It's carried you through so many moments. Last one, inhale, come up. Think about this breath. It's carried you through so many moments. Straighten the front leg. We're going to step back to down dog when you're ready. Rock forward, step back. Think about this mind that has carried you from moment to moment. Body, breath, mind, doing their best. Might not always be ideal. There might be things to deal with in the body, the breath, and the mind, but they're there. They're constant for you in this life. Can there be gratitude for that? Inhale, float gently down onto hands and knees. Exhale, child's pose. So walking your hands a bit further forward, release your forearms to the ground and bring the palms of the hands together in prayer, or Anjali Mudra. And then bend at the elbows and bring the thumbs to the back of your neck, coming into praying child's pose. Now, as you're here, feel your hips sink toward your heels. And this is a devotional posture. What do you feel devotion toward? It might be that which you're grateful for. It might be a higher power. It might be just being in an experience. Maybe it's the qualities of the moon. Right. And go ahead and plant your hands down to the floor. We're going to slither forward down onto the belly. Keep the hands where they're at. So when you come down onto the abdomen, the hands are by your rib cage. And then press the arms straight, shoulders back, knees lift, upward facing dog. Then exhale, pull back into downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, float down onto hands and knees. Exhale, child's pose. Bring the palms together. Bring the thumbs to the back of the neck. Taking a breath. And then plant the hands down again. Slither forward down onto your belly, hands by the rib cage. Press the arms straight, shoulders back, knees lift. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, floating down. Child's pose, palms together. Bring the backs of the thumbs to the back of the neck. And press the palms to the ground. Slither forward. Inhale, upward facing dog. Then exhale to downward facing dog. Good. Take an adjusting breath here. And then lift your right leg into the air. Step your right foot forward between your hands, and then do a quarter turn to your left to come into a wide leg forward fold. Good. If you're using this blanket, you can move it out of the way. You probably won't need it for a bit. But have both toes, the toes on both feet pointing forward, and let's fold over the legs for a moment. Feeling deep breaths here. Backs of the legs lengthening, maybe a bit of a stretch in the lower back. Now the legs are straight. Make sure the knees aren't locked back. There's a little bit of energy moving there. Good. And then go ahead and lift yourself up halfway. Now you may need a block for this one, and if you're using one, you'll have it underneath your face. Or chin, which is technically your face too. And then bring your right hand onto the block or just underneath your face. Either one. Good, and then take the left arm out to the side, take a deep breath in. With your exhale, sweep the left arm into the air, twist. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, twist. Inhale, unwind. And exhale, twist. Let's do two more. And then exhale, twist. Rolling the left shoulder back, bringing the right chest through. And if it's too much to have the hand in the air, you can always bring the hand onto your hip. Just keep working the shoulder itself backwards and keep breathing. Good, one more breath. And then inhale, unwind, folding forward over wide legs. Then inhale, come halfway up again, and bring your left hand this time either onto the block or under your face. The block is under your face, hopefully. Right arm out to the side. Take a deep breath in here. With your exhale, sweep the right arm into the air, twist. Inhale, come halfway out. Exhale, twist. Inhale, come halfway out. We're going to do a few more times. Exhale. Inhale. Good. I think this is the last one. Go ahead and twist. We're going to stay. Rolling the right shoulder back, bringing the left chest through. And again, if it's too much to have the hand in the air, just bring it onto your hip and work the right shoulder back. Deep breaths. Keep working the right shoulder back. We're almost there. Good. Then inhale, carefully unwind and fold forward. Taking a breath or two, just feeling what's here for you. And then with your next inhale, sweep your arms out to the side, flatten your back, and rise all the way up to standing, reaching the arms overhead, and then bring your palms to your heart. Feeling sensation as you come upright. Good. And then from where you're at on your mat, just go ahead and cut your heels inward or toes outward. So the toes are pointing outward about 45 degrees. We're going to come into a squat here in just a moment. So if you need to adjust them when we do, go ahead and do so. Good. So go ahead and sweep your arms overhead. And then come into cactus arms. Good. Now we don't want to be in lazy cactus arms where we're kind of like right here. There's nothing really happening. What we want to do is feel a little bit of a heart opening. So The upper arm is parallel to the floor, and then we're taking the elbow a bit forward and the hand a bit back. So side face, you're taking the elbow forward, hands back, and this pushes your shoulder blades into your mid back, which makes you open your heart. It's a little crack open. So that's the kind of cactus pose you want to be in. And if you want to, you can bring the tips of the fingers to the tips of the first fingers or the tips of the thumbs for Gyan Mudra. All right, go ahead and bend your knees. Let's sink down into goddess pose. Knees going out over the toes. We're heading that direction. Good. Now, what can sometimes happen here as well is you throw this all into your lower back and you're feeling a big dip back there. So feel your navel pull back toward your spine, your tailbone tuck downward slightly. Now your core is engaged. Good. Inhale, straighten the legs, reach the arms up. We're going to come back in and we're going to bring in some more intention to it. Exhale, sinking in. Maybe go a bit deeper than you did before. Again, there's that bit of a back bend in the upper back. The core is engaged. And then we're going to bring in Chandra Vedana, which is that moon awareness. So you can become aware of the bindu at the back of the head and the full moon shining above you. Your heart opening for the moon. Nurturance, protection. What does that feel like? How do you feel about that? Are you connected to it? Do you feel a resistance to that idea of being nurtured or being nurturing? A couple more breaths. Can you lighten your heart just a bit more? Good. Inhale, straighten up. And just release the arms down. Take a moment and just feel. All right. So we're going to do some arm movements that really it's more of a mudra or gesture than it is an actual pose. But we're actually going to bend the knees again here in a moment. But I'll teach you the movement itself first. You're going to start with the palms of the heart. You'll inhale, sweep the arms back. You're going to bring the thumbs and the tips of the fingers together as you do so, sweeping up. So you're reaching for that moon. Bring the palms together, touch the third eye, the heart, sink the knees down. Sweep the arms back again. Reach up, straighten the legs. Bring the backs of the thumbs to the third eye and to the heart. Sink down. Reach up. Palms together. Third eye, heart. We're going to keep this going. Bend the knees. Sweep the arms down, back, and up as you reach up. Straighten the legs. Third eye, heart. Good. Sinking down. Inhale, reach up. Third eye, heart. Bend the knees. See if you can get this all into one breath. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, sinking. Third eye, heart. Again, sweep up. Reaching for that moon. Exhale, draw it down to the third eye, intuition, down to the heart, compassion and nurturing. Sweep the arms back, reach up for it again. Drawing that moon energy down into your body, into your energy. Do a couple more. And as you sink in this time, go ahead and stay palms at the heart. And breathe. Keep the heart lifting. And bring your hands into Lotus Mudra, which is to keep the thumbs together, keep the pinkies together, and then just bloom open the hands. So I'm showing it to you this way. But the thumbs stay at the heart. So it's as if your hands are an open flower. And the heart opening. It's as if you're holding the full moon in front of your heart. With your next inhale, straighten the legs, reach up the lotus mudra toward the skies. If you're releasing the moon back up, turn the feet parallel, then exhale, fold forward over wide legs. Feeling what you feel. Good, all right. Sweep the arms out to the side, come all the way back up. Palms to the heart. And go ahead and step the feet together. Take a drink of water if you need some. All right, always good to hydrate. All right, so for those of you who have done moon practices with me before, you know we do a moon salutation instead of a sun salutation. And there's not too much of a physical difference between the two. There's maybe a bit more devotion brought to it. The difference is that quality itself. It's that Chandra Vedana. We tend to move slower, tend to move with a lot more intentionality. And there'll be even some moments of pausing. And yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. There's going to be a couple of variations I'll give you on some parts of this. Practice wherever you're at this evening with no expectation that you have to do anything more. All right. So go ahead and step to the top of your mat, whichever direction that is for you. Feel the feet stacking underneath your hips, palms to your heart, shoulders relaxed. I want you to picture that full moon in the sky behind you and imagine that there's a bit of gravity to that moon, that it's pulling you toward it. You might even start to feel a bit lighter on your feet. Still grounded, still rooted, still supported by the earth, just less weighted. There might even be a sense of buoyancy to your body. That is Chandra Vedana. And that's what we're going to try to keep with us as we move through this moon salutation. So with your next inhale, sweep your arms down, back, and up. Bring the palms together overhead. With you exhale, go ahead and touch the thumbs to the back, to the back of the thumbs to the third eye, then to the heart, and then bring your hands down to the earth. Press palms to shins, come halfway up. Exhale, release the arms or the whole body down. Take the right foot way back. Now here's your first option. You can take the knee to the floor like before, or you can keep the back knee lifting. Now to come into the lunge, we're going to come in differently than we normally do. We're going to sweep the arms behind us to pull ourselves up. Bring the palms together, touch the third eye, the heart, and then the floor. All right? And then from here, we'll step back to downward facing dog. You'll get plenty of time to practice that, don't worry. Inhale, come down onto hands and knees. Exhale, child's pose. Take your arms by your side. We're going to come into hero's pose. Sweep the arms out to the side, lift up onto the knees. Inhale. Reach. And then bend the elbows. Bring the thumbs to the back of the neck. Release to a praying child's pose. Staying for a breath. And then plant the hands down in front of you. Keep them where they're at. Slither forward onto your belly, hands by your rib cage. Press the arms straight, lift the knees. Upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. Once you're there, right leg lifts. Exhale, step the right foot forward between your hands. Again, you can release the back knee down or you can keep it lifted. Practice wherever you're at. And then inhale, sweep the arms back. Peel the chest away from the thigh. Reach up toward the moon, bring the palms together. Back of the thumbs to the third eye, the heart, the earth. Step forward, Uttanasana. Palms to shins halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the side, come all the way up to standing, reaching overhead. And then back of the thumbs to the third eye and to the heart. Reconnecting to Chandra Vedana, that buoyant pull of the moon. And we'll continue. Inhale, sweeping up. Exhale, third eye, heart center, earth, palms to shins, halfway up. Exhale, release, step the left foot back this time. And again, the knee can come to the ground or stay raised. With your inhale, sweep the arms behind you, reach up. Exhale, third eye, heart, earth, downward facing dog. Hands and knees. Child's pose, arms by your side. Hero's pose, inhale, come on up. Bend the elbows, praying child's coming on down with control. Good. Plant the hands. Slither forward into upward facing dog. Exhale, pull back into downward facing dog. Good, good. Left leg lifts this time. Step the left foot forward, help it through. Again, you can choose to release the back knee to the floor or keep it raised. Inhale, sweep the arms behind you. Reach up, palms together. Third eye, heart, earth. Step forward, Uttanasana. Palms to shins, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Sweep the arms out to the side, come all the way up. Third eye and heart. Again, reconnecting to Chandra Vedana. Moving from there, inhale, sweep the arms up. Third eye, heart, earth, palms to shins. And release, step the right foot way back. Your lunge, sweep the arms behind you, come up, reach toward the moon. Draw it down to the third eye, draw it down to the heart, ground it into the planet, step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, float down onto hands and knees. Again, child's pose. Arms by your side. And with your next inhale, hero's pose. Lift on up. Good. Praying child. Bend the elbows, thumbs to the back of the neck. And then take the hands forward. Slither into upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right leg lifts and step it through. Good. Your lunge, inhale, sweep the arms behind you, reaching up toward that full moon. Draw it down to the third eye, draw it down to the heart, ground it into the planet, step forward. Palms to shins. Exhale, release. Sweep the arms out to the side, come all the way up. Third eye, heart, Chandra Vedana, breath here before I move again. Inhale, sweep up. Good. Folding forward, third eye, heart, earth, palms to shins. And down, step the left foot back this time. Good. Coming into your lunge, sweep the arms behind you and up. Third eye, heart, earth, downward facing dog. Hands and knees to child's pose. Arms by your side. Hero's pose with your next inhale. Lift a big heart opener here. Good. Praying child. Hands to the floor. Upward facing dog. Slither forward. Press up. And then returning to downward facing dog. We'll lift the left leg and step the left foot all the way through. Good. Coming into your lunge. Lift the arms up. Third eye. Heart. Earth. Step forward. Palms to shins. Exhale, release. Sweep the arms out to the side, come all the way up. Third eye and the heart. Let's take a few breaths here. Reconnecting to that Chandra Vedana, that sense of pull or gravity of the moon, supporting you, making you more buoyant. And before we go into this final round, I'd like you to tap into compassion for yourself. Now, just saying that there, you might automatically feel resistance. That's fine, because even the resistance can feel, you can have compassion toward the resistance, whatever you're feeling. Maybe you're the one who needs some nurturance. Maybe you're the one who needs to feel like they're being supported, to feel like there's a motherly type figure looking out for them, the sacred feminine, somebody beckoning you to slow, to stop, to be. Maybe you're the one who needs watching over. Can you feel that for yourself? Can you tap into that for yourself? The full moon reminder. And really allow this last round of this movement to be in honor of drawing that compassion, that heart of the moon into your body, into your energy, your mind, your system, however you feel you need to translate that. We're going to move a bit slower. We're going to keep the Chandra Vedana with us. Inhale, sweep the arms down and up. Reaching toward the moon. Exhale, bring the back of the thumbs to the third eye. Stay. Deep breath in. Draw it to the heart. Deep breath in. Surrender to the planet. Palms to shins. Exhale, release. Take your time as you step the right foot back. We're going to be in the lunge for a bit longer this time, so it's up to you if you want to keep the knee raised or not. But when you're ready, go ahead and sweep the arms back and up. Palms together, let's stay. Reaching toward that moon. And with the palms overhead, to the best of your ability, bring the hands into Lotus Mudra. So the pinkies stay together, the thumbs stay together, but break apart the other fingers as if your hands were a flower. And you're catching that moon, you're catching that energy. And keeping the hands in that mudra. Bring the back of the thumbs to the third eye. Your intuition drinking in that moon energy. Drawing it down to the heart. And then keep the hands in the mudra as you fold down, chest over the thigh, and then very lightly break the hands apart to place them on the floor as if you're offering that moon energy to the earth beneath you. Good. And when you're ready, let's step back to downward facing dog. Inhale down onto hands and knees. Exhale, child's pose. Bring your arms by your side. And then inhale, hero's pose. Lift up. Hands together overhead in Lotus Mudra. Again, reaching for that moon. Filling that flower, filling that cup. Pouring down your hands and arms into your heart. And capture it between the palms together and release into praying child. Staying for a few breaths in praying child's pose. That moon energy between your hands. Imagine in the space between your palms that there is a seed of your intention, that which you wish to grow or become, that to which you honor or are grateful for. Maybe it's a seed of compassion for yourself. whether you're able to connect with it now or you just wish for it to grow. Name what the seed is for you. Don't think about it too hard. And then take that seed between your palms and place the palms flat on the floor as if you were burying it into the earth beneath your hands. Remembering the intention for that seed. As you do so, be aware of that energy at your heart, that moon energy at the heart, ever abundant, overflowing. As you take the hands apart, we're going to come into upward facing dog. But as you drag your heart over that seed, feel your heart water that seed. Go ahead and do so. Coming forward, pouring the water of the heart over the seat. Press the arms straight, shine the heart forward. And exhale, pull back into downward facing dog. Imagining that seed taking root, nourished, knowing that you will be able to sow or to reap from what you've sowed. So lifting the right leg into the air, go ahead and step the right foot between the hands. Again, it's your lunge. You pick if the knee stays lifted or not. But when you're ready, reach the arms back and up, coming into Lotus Mudra. Pinkies together, the thumbs together, fingers apart, reaching up for that moon nectar, that Amrit. Draw that down, drink it into the third eye. Pour it into your heart. And with intention, release it into the earth, palms planting. And as you're ready, step forward. Palms to shins halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms out to the side, come all the way up. Reach toward the moon one more time. Third eye. Resting at the heart. Aware of Chandrabedana. Aware of what it is you planted in the earth, your intention. Taking a deeper breath. Go ahead and bring your awareness back. Good job. I'll demonstrate the next exercise that we'll do after I say hydrated. Trying to figure out which is the best way to do this. All right, I'll do it from this angle. All right, we're going to come into a twisting lunge. And just like the lunges we've done so far, you can do this with the knee raised or with the knee on the ground. You get to choose. And if you want us to change it partway through, you're welcome to do that as well. So in a moment, we're going to come back into a lunge. And then whatever knee is forward, the opposite arm will go forward and the same arm will go back. Okay, so we're coming into a twist. We'll stay here for a couple of breaths. And then you're going to release the back hand down onto the leg behind you and reach the top arm up. Good. There's a lot going on here. And then we're going to bring the tip of the thumb to the tip of the first finger and just bring that to the third eye, looking up at the moon, the imaginary moon, the one above you. Now, again, if the back knee needs to be on the ground for this, it works too, okay? So that's where we're going. And if that's too far, you can stay at any stage along the way. Whew. All right, you're gonna love this one. So from the front of your mat where you're at already, go ahead and step the left foot back. Good. And sink into your lunge. Maybe the back knee starts off on the floor to start. Good. Then you lift your arms up. With your right knee forward, take your left arm forward. Take your right arm behind you, twist. Now let's spend a couple of breaths getting into the twist. So with your inhale, feel length in the spine. Feel your body lift up out of your pelvis. And then exhale, feel your right shoulder, your right chest work back, the navel pulling into the body and working back as well. Good. Now, once you've been in the twist for a couple of breaths, take that right arm behind you onto the left leg. And then sweep the left arm higher into the air, but staying in the twist. Good. And then bring the tip of the first finger to the tip of the thumb. And bring the back of the thumb to the third eye. There's a lot going on here. Just do what you can. Almost there. Good. And then when you're ready, go ahead and carefully unwind. Bring the hands to the floor. And downward facing dog will probably feel pretty good here. Just take your time, but make your way into that pose. And adjust however you need to. Feel however you need to. Good. Now we do have another side to do. So go ahead from downward facing dog, step your left foot forward. Good. And again, the back knee can be raised or on the ground. Let's come on up for the lunge to start. Good. Now your left knee is forward. Take your right hand forward. Take your left arm behind you. Twist. Now again, spend a couple of breaths reinforcing the twist. Feel your body lift up out of your pelvis. Inhale. Exhale. Work the shoulder back. And then that left hand can come onto the right leg. Lift the right arm up. Stay in the twist. And then bring the tip of the first finger to the tip of the thumb, the back of the thumb to the third eye, looking toward your moon. Breathe. All right. Carefully come on out. Hands to the floor, downward facing dog again. When you're ready, child's pose. Maybe take the knees a bit further apart. Allow the heart to sink between the knees. If you'd like to make this praying child, you can. Bring the palms together, thumbs to the back of the neck. All right, taking a deeper breath. Go ahead and come up to hands and knees. Just as a transition, downward facing dog. And walk your hands back to meet your feet. Sweep the arms out to the side, come all the way up to standing. Because we have a couple more postures to do. Bringing your arms on down. Okay, so we're gonna do a deep squat next, because moon. So I'm gonna have my feet about shoulder width apart, maybe a little bit wider apart. And I'll show you what we'll do before we get there, just so you know what's happening. So from here, I'm just going to sink down really far, as far as I can go. And this might mean that your feet need to be further apart. It might mean that your feet need to be further together. But so you can sink down as far as you can. Now, a couple of options when we get here. Some of you might need to keep your hands on the ground, so just stay there. The rest of us, what you might be able to do is bring your palms to your heart, press your elbows in toward the insides of your knees, widening your hips. And if you get there, there's an option to do Lotus Mudra. Okay? So if you're already in it, just stay there. But if you haven't gotten in yet, again, heels about shoulder width or a bit wider. And you're going to bend the knees, sinking in. Maybe starting with the hands on the floor. Good. And feel your heart lifting regardless. Good. And then you might be able to bring palms to heart, press the elbows into the inside of the knees. Good. It's kind of the palms pushing together, really helping to get the hips nice and open here. And then again, if you want to, Lotus Mudra, which is a bit of a wrist stretch. You can feel it in your forearms and your wrists. So it's up to you if that's something you want to hold for a bit. Whichever variation of this pose you're in, whether your hands are together, Lotus Mudra, or hands on the floor, close your eyes and reconnect to Chandra Vedana, that moon energy in the sky, holding that energy at your heart, that nurturance, that feeling of being cared for, taken care of, to be watched over in a loving, compassionate way, to know that you have your own back. You have this inner resource to support yourself, to help yourself, to heal yourself, to be with yourself in ways that nobody else could be, to be with parts of yourselves in ways that nobody ever could. To know deep, deep down that you are loved, to feel that love, to be receptive toward that love. Can you receive it? Can you feel it? Can you allow it? Can you allow it and accept it? Can you melt the walls that keep you from believing that? If not, can you love those walls for protecting you? A couple more breaths. And bringing the palms together if they're not already. Taking them back to the earth. Then being careful as you straighten your legs. Turn the toes forward so you can come into Uttanasana. And when you're ready, go ahead and come down to a seat. Right. So we have just a few more postures to do. And this next one, there's a couple of options to it depending on what you have available as far as support goes at home. So the first option I'll do is a block. If you have a block, you can do a restorative back bend over it, which will really help you connect to what we're trying to connect to tonight, if you're not already deep within it. So if you're using a block, basically the block is going to push into your upper and mid back so that you force yourself into a restorative back bend. So the bottom of the block here will press into right at the base of my shoulder blades. So it might take a few tries to get it. I've done this before, so I kind of know where I'm going. But even me, I have to move around a bit. Too high. There we go. So you'll come down and release back. And you can put a blanket or another block under your head if that's too much. And then the feet, if it's comfortable for you, will be in Baddha Konasana or butterfly. And you'll rest open here and we'll do some contemplation. Now, if you don't have a block, what you can do instead is you can use a blanket and you can just fold it up a few times. And if you're using a blanket, you'll put it in the exact same position and you'll have it about as wide as a block. So this is about 6 inches wide. And it might not be as high, it might not force the back bend as much, but you'll still get the energetic effect that we're going for. And so again, the bottom of the blanket, press into your mid back. You can rest here. Now, if you don't have a block and you don't have a blanket, just come to rest on your back, just like this, with the feet in butterfly, okay? So pick your poison, whichever you would like to do tonight, whatever you have at your disposal. Definitely having the block in your back is going to be the most, we'll call it intense version of this, but do what feels good for you. Meaning if you have a block and a blanket, you can choose which level you want to practice that. Again, the bottom of the block or blanket is pressing into the space right around the base of your shoulder blades. So not down into the lower back, not into that bottom curve, but so that when you lay back on it, it helps the heart to open, the chest to open up. Your arms can rest out to sides, palms face up. And again, if it works for you, the feet can be in butterfly. If that's too intense on your hips, just extend the legs forward. Just take a couple of deep breaths. Still connected to Chandra Vedana. And the quality of the moon that we really want to pull into our bodies right now is that of receptivity. Receptivity, that can sometimes be vulnerable. There can be a lot of protective mechanisms of our bodies and minds that might step in the way of really allowing us to feel that. And those protective mechanisms work so hard for us. Thank them for that. But in this moment, right here, right now, there's safety if they do want to just, for this moment, not work so hard. You might feel your body soften as they step back for the moment. You might feel your heart open a bit more. You might just feel compassion. You might just feel a softness, a tenderness, a feeling of being held, an acceptance that you deserve to be held. Can you receive that? Can you accept that as truth, that you deserve to be held, to be loved, without conditions, without explicit reciprocation, that just who you are is enough to deserve this. To be alive is to deserve to be loved. You are alive. You deserve to be loved. Receive it, feel it, be it. Loving even the parts of yourself that don't want to believe it or can't believe it. Being with yourself, accepting yourself. Bring a bit more breath to that, deeper breath. And carefully bring the knees together. Carefully roll to your right side gently. And then bring yourself up to a seat. And the good news is that wasn't your Shavasana, but we're about to do that. But I want you to listen to your body. What else do you need in your body to feel complete in this practice? About 2 or 3 minutes to honor that. Just giving you some options. You could do a bridge pose. That might feel good, especially if you're feeling any tension in your lower back. Maybe it is a symmetrical forward fold, folding over the legs. Maybe there's a twist, either seated or lying down, that you want to do. Just spend the next few moments just exploring what it is that you need so that you can rest deeply on your back for Shavasana tonight. Don't overthink it. Maybe it's just knees to chest. If you're doing something asymmetrical like a twist, maybe try the other side now. And then bring yourself gently into Shavasana, unwinding, uncrossing. Coming to lay down. And as you come to lay down in Shavasana, we've tapped into it so much this evening. Chandra Vedana, allow that to be your anchor for now. There's many ways that we experienced it. One was just to feel that gentle gravity of the moon, creating a sense of buoyancy in your body and mind, sense of lightness or being held or helped. Another way is to let the qualities of the moon touch our hearts. Grounded compassion, receptive love, open to all experiences, even if they're resisting. Those experiences, especially those experiences, are welcome. Chandra Vedana. And if that isn't enough, you could also just imagine your body bathed in moonlight. Peace, peace, peace. Feel that breath of the moon in your body. Take a deeper, fuller breath. And gently make some movements in your hands and your feet, your arms and your legs. And when you're ready, carefully roll to your right side. And transitioning to a seat as you feel complete here. Now, as you come to a seat, sit tall and become aware of your pelvic floor, your body's connection to the ground, and then just the space that hovers just above that, your root. Feel yourself grounded here, stable and steady. And allow your awareness to come up to Anahata, the heart. Feel yourself open, receptive, kind. And then bring your awareness to the highest point at the back of your head, Bindu chakra, and feel its connection, its gravitational pull or attraction toward the full moon. The moon pouring its energy down into you, your mind, your body, your energy, your spirit. And through the portal of these chakras, just feel yourself at ease, a soft compassion for your entire system, as if you were simply the full moon, reflecting light, being light, calm, aware, receptive, and compassionate. That nurturing presence, always in abundance. Be that. And even as you move back into your world, however that looks, can you be this? Can you be connected here? Can you keep this with you? This is not finite, it's always here. Call upon it, use it, be it. As you take a deeper, fuller breath right now, bring your palms to your heart and bow your chin to it. Reverent, open, accepting, receptive. And may all of your work here tonight and the connection to this energy keep you full, keep you heartfelt, keep you open. So until we meet again, namaste.